Are you trying to figure out if you need life insurance in retirement? Well, you're not alone, because this is a question that I recently received, and so I wanted to share the answer here with you. So the question reads, hey, I've got $750,000 of a term life policy that is about to expire in 2 years. I'm 63 and I'm married. I've got 3 kids who are all grown. My wife and I have done a great job of saving for retirement, but for some reason I feel uneasy about letting my life insurance policy expire without getting another policy. Should I just let that policy expire, or should I get a new one to replace it? So before I answer this question for you, wanted to invite you to subscribe to the channel, and if you find this video helpful, give it a like so other people can find it. But this is a common question that I receive because many people who are retirement age often run into the issue of, if they've got term life policies, they often are expiring about the time that they begin to think about retirement. Because if you think about it, you started your career around mid-20s or 30s, you get a 20, 30, 40-year term life policy. By the time your career is over, you get to age 60, 55, somewhere in that range, that policy is expiring, and therefore you have this question of, should I continue with term life insurance by buying another policy, or should I just let it lapse and then be what's called self-insured? So super common question, and you're definitely not alone in this. Now, what I wanted to remind you of first is that, what is the purpose of insurance? In general, it's designed to make sure you can replace your income if something were to happen to you and you have dependents who are depending on your income. So in this situation, it said that, hey, I've got 3 kids, they're all grown, they're out of the house, they don't necessarily depend on me and my income anymore. And there was an important factor in there that you mentioned, which was, hey, I've got enough saved for retirement. We've done a really good job of that, but I just feel really uneasy about not having a life insurance policy. And another important factor to consider here is your age, right? Whenever you are older, your term life policy, those premiums are going to be a lot higher than you otherwise would have gotten at age 20 or 30 or 40. Also, depending on your health and kind of where that is and your health status, that will also affect your rating on your policy in terms of your underwriting, but then also that will affect your premiums as well. So in some sense, getting a new policy might be out of the question, even if it is a term policy, which is going to be far cheaper than a whole life policy. So thinking about it that way, whenever you are perhaps paying hundreds of dollars in premiums every month, could you be saving and investing that money for yourself, your spouse, your kids, or grandkids to ultimately build up a benefit for them? Now, I know that a lot of people enjoy having life insurance for the comfort of knowing that they will have a tax-free inheritance one day for kids, grandkids, or their spouse, or somebody that they love, because it's going to be tax-free. So for you, it might actually make sense to buy a new policy and renew that if that's your main goal, is to provide a tax-free source of inheritance or money for your kids or grandkids one day. Otherwise, it may be best to just be self-insured, which just means that your wealth, things that you've done over your career in terms of saving and growing your assets, that is going to be the thing that insures you and your family for the rest of their lives. So I would probably encourage in this situation to say, since you have done a really good job of saving and investing and building up a retirement savings, you don't necessarily need that life insurance policy anymore. Outside of the fact that you might want to have a tax-free income for your kids or grandkids one day, I would probably say let the policy lapse in a couple of years whenever it expires, and don't renew or buy another one. So I hope this helps answer the question around, should you buy a life insurance policy in retirement? I know there's a lot of fear around letting a policy lapse and not being covered by a life insurance policy, but all of the work that you've done so far throughout your career is actually your new life insurance policy. So you've done a great job. Continue doing that. At this point, you probably don't need a life insurance policy anymore. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope it was helpful. We'll see you next time.